Yeah.
So how about taking kids to an Orvis endorsed lodge? There's a lot of people out there that have a family and they want to
Right.
they want to take a couple of kids, 5 and 6 or 7, or as old as 14 or.
There are a number of lodges that have, I mean, obviously there are the ones like the Homestead, which is just a massive, great old hotel in the Alleghenies, Sun River Resort. So the fact is there are a surprising number of these lodges that welcome children and actually make an effort to create programs for the children.
In these big lodges, do you get kind of lost? Do you still get the quality fishing experience? Do you get kind of lost in the crowd?
No, I don't think you. No, I don't think you do, because I mean, these big hotels, even though they're big, they are masters at customer service, and it's like they're completely organized, and they know exactly what you want to do, and they have this whole thing squared away.
Yeah, and sometimes it's probably fun to go to a place that's a little more anonymous, because if you go to a real small place, often you don't feel like, I don't always feel like sitting down at dinner and socializing.
Right.
After fishing, you fish all day and you're tired, and maybe you didn't have such a good day, and you don't really want to talk to anybody.
Right.
And so I guess there would be that a benefit to staying in a bigger place where you could just kick back and.
Yeah, a lot of these lodges, you're absolutely correct. You're going to be in a lodge with 10 people or 12 people.
Right.
And you're going to have dinner with those people, and you probably won't fish with them totally. I mean, you'll be off on your own fishing adventure. But the truth is, you're going to see those people a great deal more. If you want to maintain some anonymity or have some fun with your family, the fact is, there are places you can go where you can just say, okay, today this is going to be my fishing day. Tomorrow we're going on the Land Rover driving school. The next day we're going horseback riding up in the mountains, and you're kind of focused in on your family and what you're doing. But I kind of digressed off your question. Yes, there are times when you don't want to have to socialize with the same group of people, and these larger resorts absolutely give you the chance to be anonymous.
Tell me about how Orvis maintains this quality. How does Orvis make sure that these lodges are up to the very exacting standards that we hold them to, and how we maintain that?
Well, we have in our sporting traditions part of the company, as you know, we have first of all, 2 gentlemen, one who's in charge of the western half of the country and one who's in charge of the eastern half of the country. And they are essentially in charge of inspecting and vetting these lodges, so that, if you go in the back of fishing magazines, you see 100 ads for lodges and guides and all this kind of thing. And you really have no way of saying, if I send this guy a $500 deposit and I go there and some guy shows up in a pickup truck with some bamboo poles in the back, then I'm not going to have the vacation I want. What the Orvis endorsement does, and what these 2 gentlemen do, is make sure that if that Orvis endorsement is on that lodge or on that guide or on that outfit or whatever, you know that if you pay that money, you're going to get the experience that you expect. And we have Scott McEnany and Tom Evenson. We send a lot of the staff. You and I have been to a few.
We volunteer.
Yeah, we volunteer often.
Every chance we get.
All of the lodges in here have passed that test with flying colors, and that's why they're in the book.
And a lot of it's due to customer feedback. I mean, we ask all the customers that go to the lodges to fill out an online questionnaire.
Right.
And not only is that how we evaluate, partly a way of evaluating the lodges, we also use that to award our Lodge of the Year award.
Right, and it's interesting there, the gamut that it runs. It goes from everything from very small lodge operations to some of the biggest.
Yeah, and again, the Lodge of the Year award is based on service and customer experience. Yes. It has nothing to do with the elegance or the opulence of the lodge. It's all.
And the other thing it doesn't have anything to do with is whether we like them or not. This is the customer feedback. So if you've gotten Lodge of the Year, that you know, that's the most honest third-party feedback that you can possibly get.
And the most valuable.
And the most valuable.
Feedback.
Yes, absolutely. But there's some really unique places in this book, in extraordinary places. I'll give you a couple of examples. Lake Placid Lodge, which has been around since 1882. 5 years ago, the whole thing burns down, like in 15 minutes. Lodge is gone. The owner of this lodge decides instantly to rebuild it, and he rebuilds it on a grander scale, and he brought in all the Adirondack artisans and all the Adirondack stonemasons from around the area, and each artisan was actually given a room to design with just his work. There's another place called Fairmont Canuck at Le Chateau Montebello, which is up in Quebec. Mm-hmm. And this is one that you would love, because I love it, and I think we have the same taste, where there's about 100 square mile, well, first of all, there's a massive French hotel, French-Canadian type hotel, log hotel, this massive log structure, which is Le Chateau Montebello. But with it is 100 square mile preserve, of which there are over 70 lakes and ponds. On 13 of those lakes, they have cabins. And so you drive up through there, and then you drive off into a certain point, and you have a cabin sitting on a lake. And if you book that cabin, you have that cabin and that lake are yours, and there's nobody else.
Has anyone checked that place out recently?
I think you and I
are due for inspection.
But you get on this, you wake up in the morning and you walk out, and there's not another human being on the planet, and you know, the loon's on the lake, and you get in your canoe and the mist is rising off the lake, and you'll never see, as long as you're there, another person. I mean, that to me, and I know to you too, is kind of the essence of this whole thing. And there are other places where true beginners can succeed wonderfully.